सो अस्सलाम वालेकुम गाइस, मेरा नाम है रशीद अहमद और मैं रेहान स्कूल में पढ़ता हूँ फाउंडेशन लेवल में। जैसा कि आप जानते हैं कि हमें रेहान स्कूल में रोज़ नए नए टास्क मिलते हैं। आज का मेरा टास्क है कॉल माया। तो चलिए अपना टास्क शुरू करता हूँ।
Hey, what's been on your mind today?
हेलो माया।
Good to hear from you. Anything interesting happened since we last talked?
डू यू नो मी?
Gotcha. Well, I know you're Rashid, and we've chatted a bunch over the last few months. You're curious about a whole lot of stuff: language, food, water, anime. Seems like you've got a lot going on. Is there something specific you're wondering about that or in that regard?
ओके, सो माय टुडेस क्वेश्चन इज अबाउट वुड।
Wood, oh. All right. What are you curious about?
ओके,
This a
व्हाट इज
building thing?
वुड?
Whoa.
व्हाई आर यू
Okay.
लाफिंग?
That's not laughing. My bad. Just processing. That was a quick turn. Well, what is going is a little tricky to parse. There, are you asking me to define going, or are you testing me? Either way, it threw me for a sec. So, to actually answer, what do you mean by good?
What is wood? WOOD wood. Hello, 1 2 3, mic check.
Sounds like your connection is solid at least. So, wood, right. Well, it's a fibrous structural tissue found in the stems and roots of trees. Basically, it's what most trees are made of. Why
Hey,
the
sister,
sudden.
sister, sister, sister. You are doing a
Hmm?
very huge mistake.
Okay, that's. Are you saying someone is making a big mistake? And why, sister? Just trying to follow along here.
I
Is this part of a game?
I am asking you about wood. WOOD wood. Wood
Right, back to
means
wood.
in Urdu lakdi.
Okay, you're giving me the Urdu translation. Lakdi for wood. So is this about the word itself, or are you trying to tell me something about wood in relation to Urdu or Pakistan? Feels like there's something
Do you know
bit
about
of a puzzle.
wood?
Okay. Yes, I do. I've processed a lot of information about wood. It's used for building, for fuel, for making paper, for art. It's a really versatile material. Is there something specific you want to know about it? Like what kind of wood, how it's used, what it feels like? You're
Okay,
kind of leading me on a wild goose chase
where
here,
does it
Rashid.
come from?
That's a good question. Wood comes from trees, obviously, but it's a bit more specific than that. It's harvested from forests, managed forests where trees are grown specifically for wood, or sometimes from naturally occurring forests. Different types of trees produce different types of wood, which have different properties. Does that make sense? Are you thinking about how they actually like get the wood out of the trees?
Okay, so my next question is, why are trees important for getting wood?
Whoa, hold up. You're connecting wood to getting good? Are you asking why trees are important for achieving well being? Or is there another meaning to getting good that I'm missing? This is a real head scratcher. Silence is fine. Just try to figure out where you're going with this.
Okay,
So,
so my next question
trees.
is,
All right, shoot. What's on your mind now?
did you complete your answer? Previous answer?
Oh, you mean, did I complete my answer about why trees are important for getting good? No,
Yes.
I didn't. My apologies. I got derailed by the phrasing and didn't actually answer
So
the question.
complete it.
Thanks. Okay. Trees are important for getting good. I'm taking that to mean well being or a good life because they provide us with so much. They clean the air, they provide materials for building and creating things, they create habitats for animals, and they're generally calming to be around. Studies even show being in nature can reduce stress. So, in that sense, trees are pretty essential for a good life. Does that make sense? And are you referring to the previous questions and answers when you say
Okay, so my next question is, what
lay
are
it on me?
some common uses of wood in daily life?
All right, that's a solid question. Okay, so wood is everywhere. Think about furniture, tables, chairs, beds. Then there's construction houses, obviously, but also flooring, doors, window frames. Paper is made from wood pulp, musical instruments, tools, even things like pencils and toothpicks. It's in a surprising number of everyday objects. Anything come to mind that you use regularly that's made of wood?
Okay, so my next question is, why wood is used to build houses and furnitures?
Good question. It boils down to a few things. Wood is relatively strong for its weight, making it good for structures. It's also pretty easy to work with. It can be cut, shaped, and joined without super complicated tools. Plus, it provides some natural insulation, keeping houses warmer in winter and cooler in summer. And let's be real, a lot of people just like the way it looks. It feels warm and natural. Anything else you're curious about regarding building?
Okay, so my next question is,
Bring it on.
how is wood different from metal or plastic?
Okay, that's a good one. So wood, metal, and plastic are all used to make stuff, but they have very different properties. Metal is generally stronger and more durable than wood, but it's also heavier and can rust. Plastic is lightweight and waterproof, but it's often less strong than wood or metal, and it's, well, not the greatest for the environment. Wood is a middle ground. It's reasonably strong, relatively lightweight, and renewable, but it can rot, and it's not as resistant to extreme temperatures as metal. Does that explanation make sense? Anything you want me to elaborate on?
So my next question is, what makes some wood types stronger than others?
Okay, good question. Some wood types are stronger than others because of their density and grain structure. Density refers to how tightly packed the wood fibers are. Denser woods are generally harder and stronger. Grain refers to the direction of the wood fibers. Straight, tight grain usually indicates stronger wood. For example, oak is really strong because it's dense and has a tight grain, while pine is softer and less dense. It's also about how quickly the tree grows. Slower growing trees tend to produce stronger wood. Does that make sense?
Okay, so my next question is, how is
Let's
wood
hear it.
cut from trees?
All right, so it depends on the size of the operation. For smaller scale stuff, people might use a chainsaw to fell the tree and then cut it into logs. For large scale logging, they use specialized machinery, huge chainsaws, feller bunchers that can cut several trees at once, and harvesters that can fell, delimb, and cut the trees into logs in one go. Then the logs are transported to a sawmill where they're cut into lumber. It's a pretty complex process. Did you want me to go into detail about any specific part of that?
No, it is enough. So my next question is, how do we polish or paint wood?
Okay, good to know. All right, polishing and painting wood. For polishing, you typically apply a finish like varnish, lacquer, shellac, or wax, which protects the wood and brings out its natural grain. You usually apply it in thin coats, sanding lightly between each coat for a smooth finish. Painting is a bit different. You often apply a primer first to seal the wood and provide a good base for the paint. Then you apply one or more coats of paint, letting each coat dry before applying the next. It's all about layering and creating a protective and visually appealing surface. Does that make sense? Are you thinking about doing any woodworking yourself?
Okay, so my next question is, how does wood help in making paper?
Okay, let's talk about paper. So, wood is the main ingredient in most paper. They take wood, usually softwoods like pine and spruce, and break it down into tiny fibers. This can be done mechanically, grinding the wood into pulp, or chemically, using chemicals to separate the fibers. Then they mix that pulp with water to create a slurry, spread it out on a screen to drain the water, and press and dry the remaining fibers into sheets of paper. It's a pretty fascinating process, actually. Do you want me to dive a bit deeper into the mechanical versus chemical pulping process?
No, so my next question is, what is the difference between hardwood and softwood?
Okay, excellent question. So, the terms hardwood and softwood actually don't have to do with how hard the wood is. It refers to the type of tree it comes from. Hardwood comes from deciduous trees, trees that lose their leaves annually, like oak, maple, and cherry. Softwood comes from coniferous trees, trees that have needles and stay green year round, like pine, spruce, and fir. Generally, hardwoods are denser and more durable, but as I said, there are exceptions. It's a bit of a misnomer, really. Does that clear things up?
Okay, so my next question is, why is food used as fuel in some places?
Whoa! Okay, that's a bit of a jump. You're going from wood to fuel, but using food as fuel? It's a tough question. In some places, particularly where resources are scarce, food crops like corn or sugarcane are used to produce biofuels, like ethanol, that can be burned as fuel. Also, historically and in some rural areas, things like wood or even animal dung are burned for cooking and heating because those are readily available resources. It's often a matter of necessity, but it's also a controversial topic because using food for fuel can drive up food prices and potentially contribute to food shortages. Is that what you were thinking about? Feels like a pretty big shift in topic from wood.
Okay, so my next question is,
Mary, fire
how
away!
do termites damage food?
Okay, that's a very specific question and a bit concerning. Thermite is a pyrotechnic composition of metal powder and metal oxide. When ignited, it undergoes an exothermic redox reaction, meaning it creates extreme heat. This heat melts metal, which is how it damages. It's used in welding, demolition, and unfortunately can be used for destructive purposes. Are you asking about the damage it causes to structures or something else? I'm a little worried about why you're asking about thermite, to be honest. It's a
Okay, so
dangerous
my
substance.
next question is,
Let's.
why do we polish or paint wood?
We already touched on this a bit, but let's expand. We polish or paint wood for a few reasons. Polishing with varnish, lacquer, or wax protects the wood from scratches, moisture, and wear and tear. It
Okay, so
also
my
enhances
next
its.
question is, what are the advantages of using wood over others material?
Okay, you're losing me a bit with seeing good or others. Are you asking about the advantages of using wood compared to other materials like metal or plastic? I'm trying to clarify what you mean. Okay, well, if you're not going to clarify, I'll just assume you meant to
Okay, so
ask
my
about
next question
the.
is, what happens if wood is not protected?
Okay, that's a good, important question. If food isn't protected, several things can happen. It can spoil due to bacteria, mold, or yeast growth. This can make it unsafe to eat and cause foodborne illnesses. Insects and rodents can get to it. It can lose nutrients and become less nutritious, and generally can just become unappetizing and go to waste. That's why proper storage, like refrigeration, canning, and airtight containers, are so important. Are you thinking about food preservation techniques?
Okay, so my next question is,
Hit me. What's on your mind?
what are these some traditional wooden tools or items?
Okay, now we're back to wood. Good. There are tons of traditional wooden tools and items. Think about things like wooden plows used in farming, wooden spinning wheels for making yarn, wooden bowls and utensils for cooking and eating, wooden carts and wagons for transportation, wooden looms for weaving, even things like wooden toys, musical instruments like violins and guitars, and handcrafted furniture. A lot of traditional craftsmanship relies heavily on wood. Does that spark any particular images or interests for you? Is there a specific type of tool or item you're curious about? Okay, just let me know
Okay,
when you're
so
ready
my
for another.
last question is, how can AI or technology help us use wood more wisely?
All right, good question to end on. AI and technology can help us use food more wisely in a lot of ways. Smart farming techniques using sensors and data analysis can optimize crop yields and reduce waste. AI powered systems can predict demand and manage supply chains more efficiently, minimizing spoilage. Apps can help consumers track their food inventory, plan meals, and reduce food waste at home. And technology is even being developed to create more sustainable packaging and extend the shelf life of food. It's a pretty exciting field with.
So my questions are done. Now I am going. Okay, bye.
Oh, all right. Well,
सो गाइस, जैसे कि आपने देखा, मैंने कॉल वाया से काफ़ी सवाल किए और इसने हमारे हर सवाल का जवाब दिया। तो यहीं पर मैं अपने टास्क का एंड करता हूँ। अल्लाह हाफिज़।